Wars are flaring, markets are euphoric, artificial intelligence is taking center stage in Las Vegas, and oil has once again reclaimed its old throne at the heart of geopolitics. If you were looking for a single frame to capture what 2026 feels like, today might be it. Start with the paradox that defines this moment. On one side of the world, the streets of Iran have been burning with protest for more than a week, met by a brutal crackdown that has already claimed dozens of lives, including children. In another corner, Latin America has been thrown into shock by the capture of a sitting head of state, an event that would once have rattled global markets for months. Add to this the sharp escalation in rhetoric from Washington, where threats and warnings are no longer confined to one country, and you get a geopolitical backdrop that feels anything but stable. And yet, look at the screens. Markets are not panicking, they are celebrating. Stock indices are pushing to record highs, energy stocks are surging, and investors appear remarkably comfortable with the idea that live-fire geopolitics can coexist with a full-blown risk-on mood. Oil, once written off as yesterday's story in a world of renewables and electrification, is back in focus. Control over supply, influence over producers, and the reshaping of entire energy sectors are again being priced as strategic assets, not relics of the past. This is where the financial story gets more interesting. Central banks, having already eased aggressively, are now walking a tightrope. Cut too much and inflation reawakens. Hesitate too long and growth stumbles. For now, liquidity is still flowing, and investors are behaving as if that flow will continue just long enough for them to stay ahead of the risks. It is optimism with a hedge built in, visible in the quiet strength of gold and silver, which are rising not in opposition to equities, but alongside them. Meanwhile, in Las Vegas, the future is being sold with a smile and a demo reel. CES is once again the stage where artificial intelligence promises to stitch together cars, cities, homes, and devices into something smarter, faster, and more efficient. The tone has shifted, though. This year, the pitch is not just about capability, but about trust, security, and control. Every sensor is an opportunity, but also an attack surface. AI is no longer a novelty layer. It is being marketed as core infrastructure for a world that feels increasingly unstable. Put it all together, and the picture that emerges is one of leverage. Military leverage, exerted openly and unapologetically. Financial leverage, amplified by liquidity and belief. Technological leverage, as vast investments in AI and chips promise productivity gains that seem to justify almost any valuation. The defining question of 2026 may not be whether these forces collide, but whether investors, governments, and technologists can stay ahead of the consequences long enough to believe they have mastered them. For now, the markets are betting they can. The world, as always, is less certain.